Rainollon here. Today is another little showcase, and it's the Coda Mire. The Coda Mire is a amazing slammer, and I know a lot of you people don't like slammers, but believe me, this is a really good slammer. Let me show you the mods first. So the mods I'm using on my Coda Mire: Seismic Wave for 200% melee slam damage, it's a must-have. Prime Pressure Point for melee damage, it's also a must-have. Volcanic Edge for heat / chance. Prime Fever Strike for toxin. Toxin and heat gives you gas, and also gives you a ton of increased damage. Galvanized Steel for critical chance and critical damage, and Organ Shatter for critical damage. This is going to complement this weapon quite a lot when you crit. Galvanized Reflect for heavy attack efficiency and also 80 initial combo. 80 initial combo is 5x all the time, which is a ton of additional damage on your slams. And Galvanized Elementalist for status damage, which is a multiplicative, and also 120% status chance. So these are the mods. So you wonder, what the hell is all of this? What makes this thing a really, really powerful slammer? It's the passive. The passive is when you slam, you have a guaranteed chance to proc toxin status effect on enemies in a 7-meter radius, as you can see right here. Ground slam attack hits all enemies around the point of impact within 7 meters. It's much bigger range than your average regularly swinging your melee weapon. This is quite good, so we can scale it with a multiplicative, a lot of additional damage from here, and also with crit. Not only that, we do have gas, we have heat from our Coda element, the weapon does come with toxin, and we also add a ton of heat and toxin to make the gas do a lot more damage, and overall to give this weapon a lot of damage. So we have a guaranteed chance to proc toxin on a slam, and we have a pretty solid chance to proc gas on a slam, and gas will help us with clear and also single target. That's it here. Stat wise, the only thing we care about here is the critical chance, critical damage, stash chance, and the slam attack damage. That's it. We don't care about anything else over here. The Arcane melee affliction is quite good. So enemies affected by status effect, which we do have a pretty high chance to proc gas and also guaranteed chance to proc toxin. When enemies are flung or knocked down, flung is when they are in the air, like hovering, you proc 6 additional Odo stacks, 6 additional toxin stacks when they're flung or knocked down, and 6 additional gas when they're flung and knocked down, which is a lot of damage increase. If you can crowd control enemies, this is going to make your damage skyrocket quite a lot. You can also try out Melee Duplicate. A Melee Duplicate has a 100% chance to double your damage. It's like a multi-shot for melee weapons, and it only works on yellow crits, and we do have a pretty solid yellow crit procer just with Galvanized Steel. It's also a good option. So I think I explained everything here. That's the Arcane, the mods, the stats, the passive. I'm going to now spawn a bunch of Corrupted Heavy Gunners, Steel Path, of course. These are the Eximus units. No buffs or armor strip, just raw damage with the weapon itself. I'm going to slam once. Not a lot of damage. We did guarantee proc a toxin status effect. And now that the overguard is gone, we can slam again. And when you slam again, you do flung enemies. And when they are flung, you proc 6 additional status effects thanks to melee affliction. So now I'm going to slam again. Gas is now helping me a lot. Toxin has a guaranteed chance to proc on slams. And as you can see, these guys disappear quite fast. And it's better for me to show you this build in-game. So let's go. And we are finally in. I'm up against the Kua Fortress Ganir enemies at the Kua Fortress. It's a survival, Steel Path of course. The map is called Tawani. And I'm going to show you this weapon in here. How do I do... People always ask, how do I do a heavy attack slam? And I always have to answer this in the comments. You jump into the air, you look slightly down, and you press the alternative fire mode button, which is the middle mouse, to do a successful heavy slam. If you see a massive shockwave like this, mine is pink because of the color on my mire. That means you successfully did a heavy slam. That's how you do a heavy slam in this game. You don't need to jump very high into the air and then slam. You can just do small like taps, look slightly downwards, and press middle mouse. And that's how you do it. Now, How good is this slammer compared to other slammers? It's very good. It's top 5. It's maybe not the best at clearing, but it does have a 7 meter radius slam, which is pretty solid. I know other slammers have much bigger. There are some that have plus 10 meters and longer, like the Magister has 20. Then we have Acolyte that has really small slam, but it has a guaranteed electricity procs, which synergizes really well with influence, and influence is a 20 meter radius, so the clear is like massive, you know, something like that. Sea Bear has like over 12 meters. So where this weapon is as a clear, it's the weakest one. But when it comes to single target, it's quite good. Has a really high base damage status, makes it quite powerful at single targeting. Not only that, you have a really high chance to proc gas, which will do a lot of damage, especially in a small radius. And on top of all of that, you have a you have a guaranteed chance to proc Toxin when you slam, and we scale Toxin so much. And this is also without any buffs or armor strip. Now imagine if you had some multiplicative buffs or some additive buffs or some critical damage buffs or stuff like that. Your Toxin proc is going to do so much damage. There are people that did like 1 billion damage with the Toxin proc. It's like really powerful. It's a really good single target slammer. It has some clear, which is a positive thing. But if you want to focus more on clear and less on single target, the Magister and the Acolyte are much better. Sympathis isn't half bad as well. Sympathis is a forward shockwaver that releases like a couple of shockwaves in front of it. That also is a solid clear, and you can build it for influence, so you can have AoE with it. But I think Acolyte is stronger than the Sympathis. Sympathis can be strong, and can if Sympathis can multi-hit enemies a couple of times, then you can of course get more damage out of it. But if you can't, Acolyte is just stronger, much more consistent on influence proccing, because it has the influence electricity guaranteed proc on slam, stuff like that. So they all have a gimmick with them, they all have ups and downs. This one, the clear is the down part, but the single target is very good. Don't sleep on this guy. If you want a slammer, or if you want a melee weapon that has some like really good single target damage, use this guy. This guy is quite good. If you don't have the Magister Incarnon, use this guy. If you don't have the Acolyte, use this guy. And if you don't have Sympathis, use this guy. That's something I will recommend. Now we have an Acolyte. Let's see how much can the Acolyte survive. He can't. He cannot. There's no way he can survive. There's no way. I think you saw that. That's a steel path. Acolyte, of course, because you can only have him in steel path. He died really fast. And I also saw no Toxin procs. Maybe that was a UI bug, but I saw no Toxin procs. And that's also without any buffs. And he just died from 2 slams. It's quite nasty. It's quite nasty. It's quite nasty. Time for me to extract. And I'll be right back. The Coda Mire is very good. I will highly recommend the weapon. I will highly recommend the build. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thank you yet again everybody for watching. Leave a like, sub. It will help out a lot. And of course, see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.